Good. So happy New Year and welcome back onto the mat. Okay, so if you haven't practiced for a little while, although I'm sure you've been on my YouTube channel every day, right? And you've done all the all the sequences that are on there. But if you haven't, then just take it easy and listen in today. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a very simple flow sequence of the postures that you know and love. So nothing new happening today, except that we're going to change the format slightly. So we're going to have the meditation section with the conscious breathing that has normally been at the beginning. We're actually going to have that at the end, because doing some reading over Christmas, and I'm obviously doing some yoga teacher training advanced courses at the moment. And I was reminded that, of course, when you do the posture work, it prepares your body for breath work and meditation. So really, that should be at the end. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to settle ourselves down, have some warm-ups, and then we're going to go straight into the postures. And then at the end, we're going to get into our seated position to have the little meditation, and then go into Shavasana, into relaxation at the end. So it should be really nice. And actually, the feedback from people so far is that it was a really nice way to work. They felt a bit more ready and prepared for the meditation, a bit more kind of calm, if you like, and ready for the breath work. So let's just go ahead and do that then, and settle ourselves down. So if the mat has been rolled up now for a while over Christmas, then just tune yourself into the space that you've now created for the practice, and just getting in touch with the contact with the mat and the comfortable sitting posture that you've chosen. So just feeling the earth beneath you through your seat. You're sitting on the floor directly, or through your shins and the tops of your feet if you're sitting on yoga support. So just kind of settling down, bringing yourself to the present moment. Just allowing the mind now to relax also. So we're just going to turn down the volume on all the noise that's happening in the mind. And if it helps, just sweeping all the thoughts, all the stuff of the day into that imaginary cupboard and close the door. So let's just give the mind a break. And allow it to be fully available for this practice. And then when you're ready, taking your awareness to your feet, and just relax the feet completely. And then moving up the legs through the shins, the calves, the knees, and the thighs. And then just tilting your pelvis forward. In other words, just rolling your hips forward just slightly to get that sense of lift and spine lengthening. As you draw yourself upwards towards the ceiling, sitting back on your sit bones, nice and straight. The chest can open, the shoulders broaden and drop. The arms are nice and heavy by your side, with the hands resting on the thighs. And then just relax your face now. So just let go in the forehead and the eyes and the jaw. So just really tuning into how the body is feeling at the moment. And then from here, we're going to go into the warm-ups now. So you're going to take a breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to drop your chin down towards the chest. And then inhaling, draw it away slightly. And then exhaling, bringing it a little closer to the chest. And then inhaling last time, draw the chin away slightly once more. And then exhaling, really lengthening the back of the neck. And then inhaling, rolling the head up towards the right shoulder. So just rotate your head just to get that ear right over the right shoulder. Stretch out the left side of the neck. And then exhaling, rolling the head back down to center. Inhaling, coming up on the left. So just aligning the head to the wall behind you. Dangling that ear over the shoulder, stretch out the right side of the neck. And then exhaling, rolling the head back down to center. Inhaling, coming up on the right. So working with the breath then, rolling the head from left to right and back again. Just really easing into the neck muscles here. Let it stretch. Let the tension just dissipate. Just let it go. Just a couple more of these now, just really being aware of your neck. Just be gentle with the stretches. You don't need to force anything this morning. Good. And then the next time the chin comes down to center, we're going to pause that practice, not an inhale, lifting the head back up to between the shoulders and continue with shoulder rolls. So send the shoulders back, circle them up towards the ears and forward. So take them back, up and forward. So inhaling as they go back, exhaling as they come forward. Just getting some nice movement into the shoulders. And the next time they come to center, just reverse the circle. So take them forward, up and back. And the next time the shoulders come down to center, we're going to pause that practice and let's do some seated spinal twists. So take your left hand to the outside, it's your right hand rather, to the outside of your left knee, and then rest the left hand behind you on the floor or against the yoga support. Inhale, nice and long in the spine, and then exhale, just rotate. So by anchoring the hands, you can draw your shoulders down to get that stretch down the right side. Good, and then we're going to come the other way. So it's the left hand to the right knee, the right hand's behind you. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, turning. So just turning as far as is comfortable for your head. But again, just drawing the shoulders down. One more time, each side. So the right hand to the left knee, the left hand rests behind you. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, turning. And then last time now to the right. So take your left hand to the right knee, the right hand's behind you. Nice and big inhale. And then exhale, turn. Good. Calming back to center. Let's come off the yoga supports if you're on them. Come down onto your back. And then resting your feet down onto the mat. With the knees bent, arms by your side. You can bring your knees to your chest already if you like. But just take a few moments. Just get heavy here. Take some breaths. And then let's get ready to do the hip roll. So just keeping your arms by your side or your hands front of the knees then. Inhale, circle them out, down and away. And then exhaling, bringing them to the chest. So we're inhaling, circle out. Exhale, back to the chest. And the next time the knees come to center, sliding the hands to the inside of the knees. Take a breath in as you exhale. Take the knees out and just hold. Just keep relaxing down. And then on an inhale, send those heels out to the side. So stretch the legs out, take the hands to the inside of the thighs. Slightly deeper stretch here. Circle the feet. Circle them one way, then the other. Warm up the ankles. Good. Bringing the heels back in. Couple of more hip rolls. And then keeping the knees together now for the last warm up. Arms by your side or hands in front of the knees. Keep the knees together. Choose a direction and then circle both knees in that direction. Just to warm up the lower spine. Good. Next time the knees come to center, go the other way, the opposite way to the way you started. And the next time the knees come to center, we're going to pause that practice, take a breath in, rolling over on the exhale onto one side. And we're going to come up onto our hands and knees for our first posture, which is working with our cat-cow flow. So if you want support for your knees, take your blanket across your mat. And get onto all fours then, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Toes tucked under or feet flat on the mat, whatever you prefer. So we're going to inhale, dropping the belly down towards the mat, sending the tailbone up towards the ceiling, the elbows roll towards each other, looking up as far as it's comfortable, shoulders back. Exhaling, coming back the other way. Pressure through the hands, knees, shins, and feet. And then inhaling back into cow. Again, just maintaining the grounding through the hands and the fronts of the lower legs as you flow nicely and seamlessly between cat and cow, stretching out the front line and the back line. So just see how it feels. The body's a little stiff, it doesn't matter. Good, a couple more of these. And then next time you exhale, calming into your cat, just finishing there. And then calming back into neutral, tucking your toes under, sitting back on your heels, moving the blanket out of the way. And we're going to come up into standing. Okay, so we're going to get into our mountain pose. We're going to just work with some breathing, but first of all, let's just reconnect with this gorgeous balance. Feet underneath the hip bones, here, underneath the hip joints. Toes pointing forward, palms facing forward. So just finding your balance here, maybe rock back and forth a little bit just to find your center. But it's the place where you can completely relax. So the kneecaps are down, legs are relaxed, but you're lengthening up towards the ceiling, being drawn up by an invisible thread. The chest is nice and open. So just take some breaths here. Maybe close your eyes if that helps you focus. Just maintaining that awareness, that feeling of the mat underneath the soles of your feet. So just feel that connection. Keep moving your awareness around to relax the muscles if there are muscles trying to get involved here. Good, and then just letting that go and opening up your eyes. And from here, we're just going to do some more breathing practice. And I'll just show you because we've done this before, but we start with the hands at the heart center. We take an inhale and we just lift the chin up slightly and lifting the arms up slightly as well. So it doesn't have to be like a big movement. The arms can just come up and then they come back to center on the exhale. And then we inhale, taking it out to the side. And then exhale back to center. So we'll just do this breathing practice again. If you want to, you can do this with your eyes closed. So it's an inhale, lifting the arms up, nice and relaxed. And then exhaling, bring them hands back to heart center. Inhaling, taking the arms nice and gently out to the side. And then exhaling, bring the hands back to center. So find your own flow here. No rush at all. Let the length of the movement be guided by the length of your breath. Also allow there to be a natural pause at the end of the inhale and at the end of the exhale. So just maybe play with that. See if that happens naturally. The full inhale. Maybe there's a momentary pause and then the exhale comes and then there's a momentary pause at the end of the exhale. So just see what's going on for you this morning. Couple more. So when your inhale next comes out to the side, we're going to finish this practice on the exhale as you come back in to your heart center. And then when you're finished, just dropping the arms by your side, turning the palms forward back into mountain pose. Check in with the body, make sure it's nice and relaxed. And then just see how that practice feels. And then we're just going to let that go, opening up the eyes. Good, so we're going to build in some more movement. So let's just do our forward fold flow. I'm just going to turn to the side, I'll just remind you. So this is where we inhale, reaching up, exhale, come into full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, reaching out to the side, up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bringing it back to the heart center. That's the flow. just to generate a little bit more movement, a bit more energy. So from your mountain then, hands to the heart center. We're going to inhale, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive down to full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, reaching out to the side, grounding, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, down into full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, reach out to the side, grounding down. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, down into full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, bending the knees, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Keep flowing. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, reaching up, grounding down. Exhale to the heart center. Last one. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale into full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, bending knees, grounding down, reaching up. And then exhale, hands to the heart center. And then just dropping your arms by your sides, palms facing out, back into mountain pose. Let the breath settle. Feel into the body, how that practice felt. And then letting that go. Fabulous. All right. So hopefully we've got a little bit more energy going on. We're going to work with two postures next, just to wake up the hips. So what we're going to do, let me show you. We're going to start with wide-legged forward fold. We're going to come forward, work in wide-legged forward fold. We're then going to come back up, work with warrior two, and then we're going to come back to center into wide-legged forward fold, back up, and then working with warrior two on the other side. And that's our little flow sequence for opening up the hips. So go ahead and face the wrong side of your mats. And take your feet out comfortably wide. Hands on the hip crease then. Take a breath in as we exhale, hinging in the hips, coming forward with a nice straight spine. Letting the hands come down towards the mat. And if they don't come to the mat, the fingers, then just hold your elbows. But bring the weight into the balls of your feet. So that the hips are above the ankles. Good. Slight bend in the knees, but you're grounding down through the feet to send the tailbone up towards the ceiling, tilting the pelvis forward, lengthening the spine. So just see what there is here this morning. You know, if you haven't been here for a while, don't worry about how far down you're coming. Just feeling into the body, reconnecting. A couple of more breaths here. And then we're going to get ready to come out. So take your hands to the hip crease, strong through the feet now. Long, easy inhale. As you come back up with a nice straight spine. Good. And then we're going to turn our feet into warrior two. So turn your right foot out and align your right heel to the arch of your left foot. Hips face the long side of the mat. Take a breath in, arms out wide, and as you exhale, bend that right knee. So look down, make sure the knee's above the ankle. And if you kind of come forward slightly now, bring yourself back to center. Good. Looking past your right hand. Weight through both feet, perhaps turning the head to look behind you to see where that left arm is. And just if it's down here, then bring it up. Good. Lovely. Take a breath in, and as you do that, lower the arms, straighten that right leg, turn the toes back forward, and let's go back into wide-legged forward fold. Hands in on your hip crease. Take a breath in as you exhale, come down, nice straight spine. But this time, as you are down, just let there be some movement here. So maybe just kind of slightly bend one knee, then the other. Sort of like feel into the hips here a little bit. You can even sway your upper body, get sort of a little wave-like motion going on here. So just feel into this, be playful. Just very gentle movement. Reconnecting with your hips. Good. And then just for a couple of breaths, pausing the movement and just having that final stretch. Remember to keep a slight bend in the knees. Good. And then let's get ready to come out of wide-legged forward fold. So hands on the hip crease. Inhale, nice and strong now, grounding down through the feet, coming up with a straight spine. Good. And then let's do warrior two on the other side. So now you're going to turn your left foot out 90 degrees. Align the heel to the arch of the right foot. Hips facing alongside of the mat. Take an inhale, arms come out, and then exhale, bend the left knee. Look down, make sure it's above the ankle. Again, just align your torso in case you came forward there. Check that your arms are out wide, same length, and then send the energy out of the fingers. Good. Nice. Take a breath in, lower your arms, straighten the leg, bring yourself back into center. Great. Awesome. So we've opened up the hips now a little bit. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a bit of a longer flow with some more postures involved. So for that, we're going to have our blocks ready. If you think you need them, on either side of the top of the mat, and also a blanket across. Let me just demonstrate here what we're going to do. So we're going to start at the front of the mat in tree pose. We're going to stay here, and then we're going to go into high lunge. And then we're going to come into low lunge. And then here, we might need the blocks. We're going to come into half monkey pose. Take the stretch here. And then we're going to come up into down face dog, and then into plank, then into puppy, and then into child's pose. And then we're going to do that all again on the other side, okay? So let's get started. I shall do it this way. Actually, no, I'll do it this way. Right, so coming to the front of your mat. Start here, actually. So choose now where we want that right foot. So you're going to have your left foot as your standing leg. So the foot can be on the shin, it can be on the thigh. Just find your tree pose for this morning. See how it feels, just making sure that the hips are level and square facing forward, hands to the heart center. Now perhaps you want to stay here. This is your tree for this morning. But once you are aligned and standing solidly on your left foot, and you want to go into full tree, it's an inhale, reaching up, and then branching out, okay? So finding your tree. Always helps to have a fixed spot on the floor or the wall in front of you. And just encouraging that right knee out to the right. If you're on carpet, just know the balances are a little more wobbly if the surface underneath your foot is soft. Take a breath in then. If you've got your arms up, exhaling, bringing the hands back to heart center, placing that right foot back onto the mat, shifting the weight over. Now we're going to go into our high lunge. So take a breath in. As you exhale, send the left foot back. Make sure you're stepping over the blanket if you've got it there. And then take a moment to get yourself aligned. So now we've got our knee above the right ankle. Hips are square facing forward. The heel on the back foot is up. So if you're wobbly, take your feet further apart. And once you're nice and stable, in between, make sure that your mountain torso is in between your feet. Take your arms by your side, and on an inhale, take the arms up, but into cactus arms. So bend your elbows like that, so that we can get a nice chest opening here. Palms facing forward. So take some breaths here. Grounding down through the front foot and through the ball of the back foot. Lovely high lunge. Bring us back to center. Good, and then take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower your arms to your side. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, lower that left knee with control down onto the mat. And then scoot the right foot forward with the hips square into low lunge. So making sure that the ankle is is below the knee. Just release the back foot. Bring yourself back to center. So if you're sort of leaning forward here, come back so you've got a nice straight spine, and just let the hands rest nice and easy on the right knee. So you're grounding down now through the front foot and the knee, shin, and top of the back foot. And the stretch, as you can feel, is in front of the left hip. Just play with that, be comfortable with that. Good. One or two more breaths here. And then get ready now to go into your half monkey pose. So if you are going to need blocks, just have them ready. On an inhale, swing the hips back so that you get a perpendicular left thigh. Lift up the toes of your right foot so that your heel is into the mat. Slight bend in that right knee. Straighten your spine. Take a breath in, leading with the chest, drawing your chest now towards the right thigh for that really deep hamstring stretch. So if we haven't been here for a while, then just be nice and gentle. So maybe your stretch is here. Doesn't matter, but we're going to keep the spine straight. So if you're hunched over, straighten the spine, lift the head in line with the spine. If your hips have swung out slightly, then just bring them back to center, making sure that thigh is nice and perpendicular to the mat. Good. And then now you're going to let go of your blocks. You're going to bring your hands to the inside of that right foot. You're going to swing it back. Take your hands forward, tuck your toes under, and on an inhale, find your down face dog. And being playful here as well, you can have some movement and down face dog. You can walk the dog, bend the knees, get a really strong stretch here of the shoulders. You go up and down on your toes if you want. See what there is, see what needs to happen here in down face dog, but you're grounding down through the palms of your hands and through the balls of your feet. Good, a couple more breaths here. Just make sure that your ears are in line with your upper arms here. Good, and then get ready to come into plank. Now, you don't have to stay in plank long, so just on an inhale, bring your shoulders forward, and then pausing when they're in line above your hands, dropping the hips down into diagonal, head is in line with the spine, so nice and easy here. Just take a couple of breaths, just enough to feel how your thighs are connected to your core, and the core is connected to your shoulders. So you've got this gorgeous column of strength, basically from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Good, take your breath in. As you exhale, drop the knees down, and now come into your puppy pose. So stretch the arms out further. Drop the hips halfway to your heels, reaching forward, aligning the ears with the upper arms. Lengthening the spine again. Let the shoulders open out. Breathing deeply in and out of the nose. And then on an inhale, lifting up your torso, sitting back a little further, taking your knees out wide, toes together, and let's find our child's pose. Now, if this needs a block under the head or perhaps a bolster underneath the thighs, and just get whatever you need to come into a comfortable and restorative child's pose. Couple more breaths here. And then on an inhale, bringing yourself back up, bringing the knees to center, tucking the toes under, bringing yourself back up into standing, and coming back up to the front of the mat. So you've got a sense of the sequence. So now we're going to do that again. So I'm just going to turn to face you for the first posture, which is, of course, chi pose. So now we're going to shift the weight into the right foot. And again, just check where you want that left foot to be, whether it wants to cup the ankle bone or come up to the shin or come up to the thigh. So just checking in with your tree pose for today. The hips are level and square, hands to the heart center, find your spot, wherever you want to be focusing on. You can either keep your hands at the heart center or inhale, reaching up, and then exhale, branching into your tree pose. So whatever you feel like going on this morning, go ahead and find your expression of tree. Just be strong through that standing leg. So very slight softness in that right knee so that we're engaging the muscles in the standing leg. Slight pressure through that left foot to draw the left knee out to the side, opening out the hip. Good, couple more breaths here, just tuning into our balance. First one of the year. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bringing the hands back in if you've got them up, and then dropping that left foot down. Getting ready now to go into our high lunge. So, weight in the left foot, take a breath in as you exhale. Step over the blanket if you've got it, and then align yourself again. So toes pointing forward, knee above the ankle. Your torso is in between. You're centered in between the feet. The heel is up. Start to feel into that stretch now in front of this right hip, dropping the arms down, and then on an inhale, lifting up into Cactus Arms. So again, this is where the arms are bent at 90 degrees angles. Take a few breaths here, nice and strong. Good, take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower your arms. Take another inhale. And as you exhale with control, bring that right knee down onto the mat, onto the blanket if you've got it. Let the back foot out, scoop the left foot forward, put your hips a square level coming forward, and find your low lunge. So again, if you're coming forward with your chest, bring yourself back to center. And now, of course, we can feel that deeper stretch down the front of the right hip. So you're grounding down through the left foot, knee, shin, top of the back foot to give you the lift. So it's the muscles we're stretching here. We're not hanging off the ligaments. This is what's really important, to keep grounding down and staying active in the legs. Hands are just lightly resting on the knees. They're not involved at all because you're strong through the legs. Good. One more breath here. And then we're going to get ready to swing back into our half monkey pose. So with your blocks ready, take an inhale now. Coming back so that you've got a perpendicular right thigh. The left toes point up towards the ceiling. You're on your heel, slight bend in that left knee now, but with a nice straight spine, head in line. Take a breath in, exhale, drawing the chest towards the thigh. So maybe that means you're here and that's how far it is. Doesn't matter, but you've got your spine nice and straight. So if you're hunched over with your head hanging down, straighten the spine, lift your head up. And if you're swinging out to the right, then bring your hips back to center. Just breathing into this deeper stretch. Couple more breaths here. And then calming up off the blocks, swing your hands to the inside of that left foot. Bring the left leg back, hands forward, tucking the toes under, and then on an inhale, we're back into down face dog. So we've got our feet hip width apart, grounding down strongly through the palms, all of the palms, fingers. And again, there can be movement here. So see what needs to happen. Bend the knees, lengthen the spine a little bit more. Maybe walk the dog. Raising the heels up and down, stretching the undersides of the feet, soles of the feet. Good. And then we're going to get ready to move into plank. So on an inhale, coming forward, lining the shoulders above the wrists. Good, dropping the pelvis down into diagonal. Head is in line with the spine. So engaging the thighs and the core and the shoulders. So we want to push a really heavy wooden door away from us. So strong through the hands, waking up the core. Maybe there have been a few too many mince pies and stuff like that happening, but don't worry, we're going to sort that out. Take a breath in as you exhale, drop the knees back down, swing the hips halfway to the heels, reaching forward now with your arms, drawing your ears in line with your upper arms, and find puppy pose. Maybe there's a little more space in the shoulders and the chest now, but it doesn't matter. Good. And then we're going to come up. On an inhale, take the knees out wide, toes together, and finding child's pose once more. Resting fully, taking nice deep breaths in and out of the chest. Couple more breaths here. And on an inhale, you're going to lift up your body, bring the knees back in, just remove the blanket now. We're going to come onto our backs just to maybe ease out the spine a little bit more. So we're going to work with some gentle bridge rolls. So we're going to get ourselves into bridge. So the heels are underneath the knees are hip width apart. Couple of options here. When you lift your pelvis and draw the chest towards the chin, you can lift one arm up to above your head and then come back down and then alternate if you'd like. And if the arms don't feel like they want to do that, then you can just do some nice gentle pelvic lifts on their own. So you choose how you want to work with bridge this morning. So let's get ourselves aligned, and then on an inhale, rounding down through the feet, lifting the pelvis up, but you're drawing the chest towards the chin, and then the arm can come up. So coordinate the movement then so that the length of your breath matches the movement, so that the pelvis comes down onto the mat at the same time as the arm. Good, so just doing a few of these then. Lovely. And just keeping those knees in line with the hips. Perhaps they feel like they want to come out to the side slightly, but if it's comfortable for the knees, then keep them in line. Good. Let's do a couple more of these. Maybe your last lift now, up with the arm. And then next time your pelvis comes down on the exhale, we're going to pause there. We're just going to take a few moments to do some window wipes. So just move your feet to the outside edge so that they're in line with the outside edge of your mat. Take your arms out wide. Take a breath in and then drop the knees to the right. But keeping the feet on the mat so that you roll over onto the edges. And then inhale, bringing back to center. Exhale, take it to the left. Now, if you want to add the head roll, go ahead. So that means the knees to the left, head rolls to the right. And when the knees go to the right, the head goes to the left. So just easing out the body, let it stretch nice and gentle after the work. A couple more of these. And the next time your knees come to center, we're going to pause that practice, take an inhale, and as you exhale, roll over onto your side. Now, this is where we're going to get into our meditation. So we're going to go back into the comfortable seated posture that you had at the beginning of the session, but make sure that you've got whatever layers you need for your relaxation, because we're going to go straight from here into Shavasana. So if you need a jumper or a socks or anything like that, make sure that you're wearing it now. And then when you're ready, either sitting cross-legged comfortably on the mat or using a bolster or some blocks. Just making sure that the body can fully relax while you do the conscious breathing practice and your meditation. So just sitting nice and relaxed. So just do a little body scan. Make sure that you've got your legs relaxed. Pelvis tilted slightly forward, the spine nice and long. Hands are resting on your thighs, and this time the hands can rest with the palms down or with the palms facing up in a gesture of receiving. So whatever you feel like this morning, head nice and centered between the shoulders. Your face is relaxed. And once you're nicely settled, then we're going to work with our breathing and the meditation. So take your awareness to the breath. Notice how it is coming in through the nose, travels down into the lungs where it rolls over and comes back out. So you're going to take your mind on that journey for the next few minutes, tuning into the gentle rise and fall of your chest. And if your mind wanders, then just bring it back to the journey of the breath. allowing that meditation, breathing practice to finish on your next exhale. And just maintaining the stillness, and then quietly coming down into your relaxation. Maybe having a blanket over you or under your head. If you're on a bolster, then rolling it to just underneath your knees. Coming down, taking your arms at a slight distance then from the body, palms facing up. Feet and the knees are hip width apart. Quick body check, make sure you're fully relaxed, and then taking your awareness within to that place of hovering between fully awake and asleep. And you'll hear the bell when we're ready to come out. And then just bringing yourself back into the room, back into the body now. Inviting some gentle movement to the hands, to the feet. And if you want to, taking your arms up over your head and taking a nice long stretch down the length of the body. And then bringing one knee to the chest and then the other. If it feels all right, hugging the knees, taking a gentle rock from side to side. And then rolling over onto your right side and just pausing there and taking some deep breaths into the back of the chest. And pushing the upper arm into the floor and gently rolling yourself up into comfortable sitting. And taking your hands to the heart center and thanking the body for the practice this morning, for always supporting us in our daily lives. And then hands to the forehead for kind and loving thoughts. Hands to the mouth for kind and loving words. And then back to the heart center for always staying open in love. And we can say namaste. Thank you. So I hope you've enjoyed that yoga warm-up. Back to the mat for a year of yoga.
No, that was great. Thank you.